What's going on, everybody? Chump Change XD here. Hope you're all staying healthy and having a great day. As you guys can see, we need to get this rig back online. Took this from the 3D printing garage, and we're gonna get this thing hooked up in here to the network switch right there. And basically, I'm just gonna sit it on the ground right here for now until I actually have time to rebuild it. I need to get all those GPUs built up into this 12-card sluice Veta frame. I was going to put it into this deep in the mines that D-Miners sent me, and I just don't have the fans, and I don't feel like spending the money on them right now. So I think I'm going to hold off on actually doing a build inside of this cage for now, just until I figure out what I actually want to do with all of these GPUs, because as you guys can see, it's super full. There's really no more room for any more GPUs. I mean, there's a little bit of room, but they really need to be hanging GPUs. They can't just be a server case plopped in on the middle. I just don't think it's going to have enough airflow if I do that. I'm already pushing it with these ones right here. These are the 3060 white Zotacs, the original versions that only do like 30 something on Ethereum, but right now they're on Ergo. If you guys haven't seen that video, I'll drop a link above. Real quick question for you guys. If anybody has the white 3070s or the white 3060s, have you guys noticed your fans, like one of them will stop spinning? I don't know why. I came in this morning. The temperatures were not reading. I know you guys probably saw the video yesterday of me cleaning the vents. This is still the same day. I haven't left here yet. But when I first showed up, that right there, this GPU, the bottom fan was not spinning, and the temperatures were not reading inside Hive OS. Basically, it would just give me some sort of error, like just GPU no temps, and it would have like a red 0 degree or whatever it was. And then I looked at my Ergo rig, and same thing, the back fan was off again, but the top ones were spinning and the front one was spinning. So I just grabbed it and I flicked it with my finger a few times, and then the thing started right back up. I have no idea why. I'm just wondering if anybody has had that same issue. Is something going on behind that fan that I don't know about, that I need to take it apart and see? Please leave it in the comments below. Let me know if you guys know. But the whole purpose of this video is, obviously, I need to get this thing back online like I already said. And these are the wife's 3070s. These are the new cards that I just purchased for her birthday this week. So I am going to take those two cards and I'm going to try to put them on this 8-card riserless motherboard with one of these. I don't know if it's going to work, but if it is, that's going to be awesome. If it isn't, then I'm going to end up taking this card off, and I'm probably going to have to throw it into that rig and just give her her own server case. Now that I'm thinking about it, that might just be the best way to go. But I didn't intend on adding another rig to my Hive OS today. I did luckily bring a GPU Riser's SSD with a USB by SSD adapter. I'll leave a link in the description to those below. You know what, why don't we just start by getting this rig right here at least plugged back in and sitting right there on the floor for the time being. So let's do that. Alright, let's get this plugged in. Okay, so now this right here, I'm gonna run it up to this AAA PDU because there's only 12 amps on it right now. And that one down there, that one has 15, and that one also has 15. So I think my best bet is to do it off of this one. It's fluctuating between 12 and 13, so that's what I'm going to do. I actually ended up running the cord up and around the back and plugging it in right there. So now let's get this Ethernet cable connected. Alright, I'm gonna take out the Wi-Fi, so we don't need that. I'll plug in the Ethernet. I'm just gonna leave this back here, looped on the floor for now. Okay, all set. Should be good to go. Everything's still plugged in. All right, let's fire it up. Let's see how many amps we're actually pulling. Power button back here. Nice, everything's spinning. Nothing came unplugged during the travels. All right, let's see what it's doing. So right now we have 14 amps. It's probably gonna go up to like 16 or 17 if I had to guess, but I guess we'll see. All right, so she's back up and registering inside Hive OS, mining away, and it went from 16 to 17 amps. So that's a fine number to be running that 20 amp Triplite PDU on, so I am comfortable with that. All right, so now we really don't have to mess around too much more figuring out what we're gonna do with that rig for right now. I know I have to do a rebuild. I have to show you guys how to build one from scratch. I will be doing it at some point. I just don't know which frame I'm going to be doing it in. Obviously not the Veta frame because there's one right there, but I have these guys here. I have all those frames up there. Just a whole bunch of options, and I have absolutely no idea what I want to do. So without further ado, we need to get these new GPUs installed onto this Ergo rig. And we need to separate the wife's cards, which is this one and those two, onto this, and see if this 8 card riserless motherboard can accept now, which will be 11 cards. We'll have one left over, so it'll be 10 realistically. So yeah, let's get to it. Let me shut this thing down and we will throw this thing in. All right, so I plugged the card that was already plugged in here down at the bottom, and that's looping up and going to that 3060 Ti Aorus. That's actually my card that I threw on the wife's wallet for the time being. I'm going to be taking that one back and giving her the 2 that I just purchased her. So we're going to be plugging the new 2 into here, and unfortunately on the ATX PSU that I have back there, there's a 1600 watt P2 by EVGA that is a platinum power supply. Has plenty of watts to run all these cards, but there's not enough ports. So not recommended what I'm about to do. I am going to pull power off of this server PSU because there's a bunch of open slots on it, and this PSU is literally feeding 1660 Ti's, and the wattage draw on those, I could literally run almost this entire rig off of one of these 1200 watt PSUs, and I have 2 of them. So that's what I'm going to do. The only reason you don't typically want to do that is because when you go to shut down a rig, if I shut this one down, those 2 cards are going to die on this rig. Obviously, I'll have to restart them both at the same time, but I am waiting on another one of these 1500 watt PSUs to come in, and once this comes in, I will be swapping out that one and obviously pulling all of the power from the new server PSU. So those 2 cards running off that's only going to be temporarily. Let's get these things out of this motherboard. We need to get risers on them, and we need to get them hooked up. Actually, we need hangers on them too. All right, we got 2 hangers. Okay, so I'm gonna throw those on there. I'm gonna get the risers on. They are in this box, and I actually ordered a whole bunch of risers. Thank you, Vistang, for sending these over. Much appreciated. So this is one of them lovely 8 capacitor risers from GPUrisers.com. Link will always be in the description of my videos. I'm going to slap these on those cards, and I'm also going to be swapping out all of my 30 series cards with these 8 capacitor risers. At least this rig here. I'm going to do that whole RebTech rig, and I'm probably going to end up throwing them on some other rigs, but I'm not quite sure yet which ones I'm going to choose to do. But yeah, these are a must. I want to make sure that my cards are properly powered and everything runs smooth. So give me a second, let me throw all these risers on and get these ready to hang. I decided to throw some pink Misfit mining hangers on these GPUs. Thought it was pretty fitting for the wife. So I'm going to take those and hang them now, but while I was thinking about actually plugging them into this rig, I was like, I gotta shut it down to plug them in, set it up. I come to realize, wait a second, I have another server PSU down here that I can just take for the time being, slap it in place or above the 1600 watt PSU right here. I'm just gonna lay it right on top of it for the time being. I will end up plugging in probably this card, that card, and the two new ones to that. That way it's being utilized at least halfway, and then yeah, we should be pretty good. So let's all right, so what do you guys think? This, I think, was my best option. So I split it up to 2 and 2 with the 4-way splitter in the middle of a set of 2. That leaves me room for another 4-way splitter, and I can get 4 more cards onto this rack. So I'll have another 12 card system right here in the middle, which is fantastic because it actually makes me think I might want to bring my other For the Win 3 cards over here. I have a few 3080s, and I might be throwing them in here as well. But either way, now as you can see, I plugged in the server PSU. Let's turn that on first, and then we'll turn on this board. Then I have to get into Hive OS. I need to stop the miner immediately because I'm gonna have to adjust a whole bunch of clocks, because obviously we moved the 3060s over to here. We're gonna have 3 more cards registering in the middle of them. It's gonna be a complete mess. So I need to take note of what the actual clocks are right now, and then, stop the miner. So let's do it. Turn this board on. All right, so these GPUs fired up. Now let's turn this on. Power button right here. And all of these just fired up. So now, trick is to see if they actually all register inside Hive OS. Give me 1 second, we'll be right back. All right, she's starting up inside Hive OS. I just had to reboot it because it didn't start the first time. So, oh, it's reading 10 GPUs. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yeah, we got 10. Nice. All right, that's weird. It's weird it made me restart it again. But now let's refresh the page and see if it's showing up inside Hive. All right, so we get this weird something's going on. So I'm going to load this without the drivers, or start it without loading drivers. I'm going to apply it so it's in maintenance mode now, and we are going to reboot this rig again. I'm just going to do a hard reset, hold in the power button until it shuts down. All right, everything shut off. Just going to give it a second. Okay, turn it back on, and let's see if this helps. I just want to see if I can get all of the cards to register. And if I can't get them all to register or show up here, I am going to grab another splitter, and I'm going to put one right there. And I'll put 2 cards into this one and 2 cards into this one. Come on, show up. Nice. All right, perfect. Look at that. So I loaded it without the drivers in maintenance mode up on that wrench and screwdriver, and it's registering. So now I need to adjust all the overclocks, get the miners set with a flight sheet, and I'll be right back. All right, so right now we're doing a Hive Replace to get this rig up and running properly. Unfortunately, I forgot that these cards right here were running on Ergo on a different driver to give it a better hash rate. So I'm just gonna bite the bullet. I'm gonna be running these on Ethereum now. To be honest, it's probably more profitable anyways, even at a lower hash rate. So that's what I'm gonna do. And then we're gonna put the wife's cards on, a separate part of the flight sheet going to Ethereum to her wallet, and we'll be good to go. So let me finish getting this up and running. Let the Hive Replace finish up, and then I'll show you guys this thing all up and hashing with hopefully some clocks input, and we'll be good to go. All right, there we go, 0 through 9, and we have 45 and 62 on her cards. So both new 3070s. These guys right here are getting 45 apiece. This one's getting 62 and a half or so. And yeah, all of my 3060s are now getting like 34, 35 each. It's kind of unfortunate that they're nerfed that hard, but those are the version 1 3060s with LOL miner because the wife is using T-Rex miner on her cards. I still think it's worth it. I'm just going to run them in ETH. Don't even care if it's only 35 mega hash or so. It is what it is. But as always, guys, I appreciate you all for watching. Hopefully the wife loves her new rig. I'm sure she will. So please stay safe, and I'll see you guys real soon. Peace.